What is up, Drum Alert Nation? I'm your host, Scaroy. Into the news! James Charles has been caught again. Ultra 4K, like HDR, like it's done. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Obviously, it's my job to report the news and tell you what's going on with James Charles and stuff. But also, I'm going to just voice my opinion. Get him out of here. Enough is enough. We're going to go through the whole history of James Charles getting caught with the underage boy. Also, today we have a big update on the TikTok YouTuber boxing event. Woo, a lot of you are going to be happy about this. We got a ton of news surrounding Logan Paul. He's going to the WWF or E. I'm old, so it used to be WWF, now it's WWE. We'll talk about it. We got awesome room news, Bryce Hall news, we have Addison Rae news. But before we get into these stories, make sure you subscribe with those notifications on, because you know as soon as I get the scoop, I'm going to keep you in the loop. For our first story, YouTubers versus TikTokers boxing event. People are hyped about this, but the question remains, who is going to fight Taylor Holder? Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, I got the back-end stats of my YouTube channel, and I know that I have a huge UK fan base, all right? I see you. Like, in fact, the YouTuber that I share the most subs with is KSI. So I think you're going to be happy to hear that I'm hearing that Taylor Holder is going to fight Gib. It's happening. I'm telling you, it's not signed. The contract's not signed, but it is looking Gib versus Taylor Holder and the YouTube versus TikToker match. And listen, I know a lot of you are going to be really excited about this, but I'm nervous. If Gib loses this one to Taylor, that might be it for Gib. But speaking about this, I almost fell out of my chair, but speaking about this YouTuber versus TikToker match, you know, the headline fight is Bryce Hall versus Austin McBroom, and we have stories on both of them. First, Austin McBroom, this TikTok has went viral, getting over 3 million views of this random girl claiming Austin's wife, Catherine, paid her money to have a, you know, get rid of baby operation with her husband, Austin. Now listen, we have done a super deep dive into this whole thing. There's no evidence that this is real. I think she clout chasing. But also, ladies and gentlemen, we have a story on Austin McBroom's boxing opponent, Bryce Hall. Something's going on with Bryce. Bryce is not doing good right now. The Hollywood Fix caught him out in the public, and it's just very, very strange. Roll it.
Hey Bryce, now that you're TikTok's most eligible bachelor, do you have your eyes on anyone right now? Is there anyone you have a crush on?
That's such a stupid question, dude.
Is it? All right.
That was a very
I'll ask another question. What do you? What's up, Noah? How you doing?
good.
Would you guys be taking? Never mind. You guys have a great day. Take care.
You too.
Why is Bryce Hall snapping off at him? Like, it makes no sense. He complimented him. He said he was like the most eligible TikTok bachelor. Like, why snap on the paparazzi? I don't get it. I don't get it. Do you guys get it? But speaking about the paparazzi, this rumor started online. I didn't even know about it until just today. But apparently people started saying that Addison Rae is dating Logan Paul. I didn't hear that. Anyhow, the Hollywood Fix confronted Addison Rae out in public, and she said the rumors are not true. But speaking about Logan Paul, we got a ton of news on Logan Paul. Okay, you guys know the show The Masked Singer? Well, there's a new masked singer known as Grandpa Monster. And for copyright reasons, like, I can't play Grandpa Monster singing, but a lot of people think underneath the mask is, in fact, Logan Paul. Comments on the video literally sounds exactly like Logan Paul's talking voice, but singing. Now listen, I listened to the Masked Singer singing. It's Logan Paul. Logan Paul is under, it has to be Logan Paul. It sounds just like him. But the Masked Singer isn't the only big thing that Logan Paul is doing, because he's going to the WWE. That's right. A couple days ago, the WWE said that Logan Paul will be joining Sammy on SmackDown next week. Now, I don't really watch WWE anymore, but I did when I was a kid, and I think SmackDown is on Thursdays. Today is Wednesday, so tomorrow Logan Paul is going to be on the WWE. But also, we seen a report that the top YouTube star Logan Paul is set for WrestleMania 37. Whoa, being on SmackDown is obviously a big deal, but being on WrestleMania? That's a really big deal. Now, listen, I know some of my viewers aren't into wrestling, but have you paid attention to Twitter? Whenever wrestling's on, it's the #1 trending thing. Wrestling is huge, whether you're a fan of it or not. This is a big deal. And speaking about a big deal and Logan Paul, our James Charles story starts with Logan Paul on Impulsive. Yesterday, James Charles started trending because he was caught with yet another underage person talking inappropriately behind the scenes, and that was a 15-year-old TikToker. Now, you might be asking yourself, how does James Charles keep getting caught in this situation? Well, we're going to go to Logan Paul's podcast, Impulsive, when James Charles was on there, and he had this to say. Listen.
Talk to guys that live in different states and stuff, and I'm like, hey, like, why don't you come visit? Like, well, I can't afford a plane ticket. Yep. And it's like, okay, well, I can. So, like, get on the plane. And like, well, I just don't really feel comfortable with that. But like, I love you and I really want to be together. And I'm like, well, we can't be together because you can't afford a plane ticket. You're probably still in either high school or college.
High school? Did he say high school?
High school or college, like a senior in high school or in college.
Right.
So like, either you accept the flight and realize that like this is what I'm bringing to the relationship, so we can spend time together if you actually care about me.
Yep.
Also, on that episode of Impulsive, James Charles explains the type of people that he's into. Listen.
So the thing is, for me, I'm 21, but like I said, I have the mentality of a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
So for me, like, I'm much more mentally and emotionally mature than a lot of people my age. I'm not physically attracted to older guys, which sucks. Like, I would date like the absolute youngest, like 18, 19.
Yikes! Okay. Maybe this is explaining a little bit of why James Charles keeps on getting caught with underage boys. I'm gonna go through every situation with James Charles and underage boy. First one's kind of light, but FaZe Sway tweeted out a picture of himself, and James responded by saying, "You look kind of good." This was very public, and James deleted that tweet and responded, "Oops, I take it back. I had no idea you were 16. Sorry." Yeah, and then, you know, we got receipts of James with this boy, and James said the kid lied about his age. How old was the kid? 14 years old. Then, of course, there was James Charles and this kid who was 16 years old. And we got receipts that, you know, birthday pictures were being sent back and forth. And James said the kid lied about his age. Then we got some reports about this kid who started having a conversation with James Charles when he was 16, he claims, and things were being inappropriately said. Then, yesterday, we got a TikTok from this 15-year-old. In the TikTok, he shows screenshots of James saying happy birthday to him. Now, remember, James wishing this 15-year-old a happy birthday is a key point, because later in the conversation, James is trying to say, once again, you know, the same song and dance from James Charles. You lied about your age. However, ladies and gentlemen, with this new James Charles victim, you know, if you want to use that term, if you go on his TikTok, there are multiple TikToks of him saying that he's 15. Yesterday, I did a speed run to see how fast I could find James Charles' new victim's real age, and it took me 2 minutes and 31 seconds. He has multiple TikToks saying that he is 15 years old, and apparently he's super tall. He's 6'9". Yeah, guys, in fact, in all these cases, with just a little bit of searching, we could find the real ages of all these underage guys. Like, it just a little search. Why can't James? Clearly, there is a pattern here, all right? This just keeps on happening and keeps on happening and keeps on happening. The original TikTok got deleted yesterday. The kid said that his parents made him take it down because they got contacted by the police. Everything in the video is 100% real. Ladies and gentlemen, enough is enough. Get him out of here. How many more times do we have to go through this? I don't care if every single one of these kids is lying about their age. You want to know why? The kid is a kid. James is the adult in this situation. He is supposed to go and do the research and figure out how old these kids are, right? And there is a power dynamic, all right? I know a lot of people hate that term, but we're talking about a celebrity, James Charles, talking to a kid. The kid, you know, maybe he did lie about his age. But he's gonna lie so he can continue to talk to a famous person, James Charles. It's James's responsibility to get the age, but listen, how many times does this need to happen for us to stop saying, oh, well, James got trapped, James got tricked? Like, how many times until we can say, oh, wait, maybe James is intentionally doing this? Just maybe. just a thought out there. In fact, I would argue that other creators need to stop collaborating with James Charles. Like, you're putting your own fan base in danger at this point. Like the D'Amelios, are you going to still collaborate with James Charles knowing you have this really young audience? Are you? Because if you do, I'm going to call you out. Also, the Minecraft YouTubers that have been collaborating with James Charles, are you going to continue to collaborate with James Charles knowing that you're putting your young audience in contact with this person that has this history? Are you going to continue that? Actually, a couple days ago here on Drumler, I showed you a video of this Minecraft YouTuber that has a really funny voice, and I asked you if we should hire him for Drumler, and you guys said yes, and so, here's his report on it. Roll it.
Dream, George, Corpse, Tommy, and Carl all gotta stop collabing with James Charles. He is a danger to all of the children watching their content, and we cannot let this go on any longer.
That kid's voice is awesome. But I agree with him 100%. But listen, very important. I spend like 3 hours on every single Drumler reading comments. I want to know your thoughts on this James Charles situation and all the stories we cover. Put them down below. I do read comments. And also on Last Drumler, I told you about the Dollar in the Woods NFT that's for sale. It's right now at like $500 or something. In a couple days, I'm just going to take the highest bidder. And also, we have a brand new Mom's Basement out. Do I have something in my nose? Something's tickling my nose. We have a brand new Mom's Basement podcast episode with Aiden Ross, one of the most popular, hyped up streamers. He's new, upcoming. Kid is super funny. So make sure you check that out exclusively on Spotify for free. Guys, make sure you take the time to slap a like on it. My nose is so ticklish. There's something in my nose. Make sure you take the time to
High-end whole grains. Better than a half grain, I guess. Be natural, everyday goodness for real people.
The new trailer was just revealed for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. These remakes for Diamond and Pearl are confirmed and will be coming out in the later part of this year. However, with very little information about the specifics behind the entirety of these games, there are many questions that are being asked right now. Some of those questions being, what exactly will be in the final game? Will Mega Evolutions be included? Why did Game Freak do this to me? I asked for something more than this. I just want to get what I deserve and it's not this game. Well, I can't help with any of those questions, but nevertheless, the possibility of Mega Evolutions making their return will be great to see. Sinnoh was a region known for evolving past Pokemon, so it would be the perfect generation to bring something from an older generation back into the games. And as Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire included a lot of their own Generation 3 Pokemon into the mix, let's focus exclusively on the Generation 4 Pokemon that could create the best Mega Evolution forms in the entire game, and talk about which Pokemon from Sinnoh would deserve these 10 spots if Mega Evolutions return in these games. Let's discuss together the top 10 Generation 4 Pokemon we hope to see get new Mega Evolutions in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Hope you enjoy. Number 10. Drifbloom. With every set of new forms, there has to be one that's somewhat of a joke, but still a nice serious addition to the roster of Mega Evolutions. Drifbloom will be the perfect subject to not only have a humorous looking Mega Evolution, but also